Okay, guys, I've muted everybody. Hannah, Sid, could you confirm that you can still hear me? Thank you. David, you there? Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Once again, thanks all for joining. This is the evaluation lab for the basic software deployment in SCCM 2012 release 2. We are going to use two VMs for this lab. We have the primary site server. This is the primary one, and we will also be using the client, one client Windows 7 machine. If I just show you in the software center, we do not have anything available to be installed, and nothing in the installation status, and no software has been installed. Okay, so if I go back onto the primary site server, we do have the configuration manager 2012 pre-installed. We've got a few basics that we've set up. We've set up the different collections for the different regions, and likewise for the devices. What else do I need to show you? Nothing in operations and administration. What else do I want to show you? Okay, yeah, the distribution groups has been configured. As you can see, we've got APAC, EMEA, and NALA. So that pretty much covers the basic things that have been pre-installed. Also, we do have on the C drive a lab folder where we have all the software that we're going to be using. Okay, so let's begin. So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to create a few classic packages and programs from an MSI file. We'll deploy the classic program. We'll run the classic deployment from the client machine. We'll also monitor the deployment. We're also going to create an application from an MSI files. We'll also deploy it as a required application and as an optional application. We'll enable some alerts for some of the applications that we're going to create, and obviously we're going to monitor them. So that pretty much covers what we are going to do, what we're going to cover with this lab. So we're going to start straight ahead by creating a classic package and programs. This process allows you to deploy the software using the process very similar to those that were used for MS configuration 2007. So we're going to start by going to the software library and clicking on application management and clicking on packages. So we've clicked on the package node, and as you can see, these two packages come pre-installed with the configuration manager. So we're going to start straight away by going to create the package definitions and make sure we've got Microsoft as the publisher, and we're going to browse to where the software is. So if I go to network, you could use the C drive, but I do recommend that you do start using the UNC path, because in applications you can no longer use the local drive. So that's all in place. Click next. The next thing that we're going to do, just make sure that always obtain source files from the source. Source file in the source folder. Click next. So we're using the this has already been populated for us, the UNC name path. Click next. Click next. And click close. So we have so far what we've done is that we have created the classic package, and if I just show you on the summary, it gives you some more information about the package that has been created. This shows that the content and the content status that it's been done successfully, and these are the programs, the programs that oh sorry, I'm clicked on the wrong one. So go back to maths. So it hasn't actually populated the content, so at a later time we'll come back and we'll see that this has let me see if I can refresh it. No, so I'm just going to give it some time, and then it will show that this has been successfully done. So we'll leave that for now. But what I also want to show you is that the programs, these are the different programs that you can use that are associated with this maths viewer. And as you can see, we have not yet deployed the package. So the next thing that we're going to do now is to deploy this package, which is very similar to how it was done in 2007. So we're going to click on that, click browse. We are going to deploy this as per system unattended. This means that even if the user is not logged on, they still can be used. So we are going to use here, we're going to stay in the device collection obviously, and we are going to choose, let's choose the configuration manager clients, which is 3. That's okay. You can put a comments, that's optional. Just let's not waste time on that. And for now, nothing is associated with that collection, so we need to add the content that we need. We can use distribution groups. It will be all the distribution points in those groups can be used, or you could just use a particular distribution group. In this case, we're going to use the primary site distribution group. So that's all configured. Yeah, click next. So we're setting this as a requirement, and we can the only thing we can do, we can send wake up packages, and we can also allow clients on metered internet connection to download the content after the installation download, which might incur additional costs. So we're not going to use any of these options because we're doing everything locally. For time, we can schedule so that we can get this to run immediately. So we assign this to run immediately. What's the time? It's just past 4:39. Yeah, so we put that immediately. Click next, and yeah, leave that. Download from distribution. For distribution points, we want to download the content from the distribution point and run locally. Yeah. So let's just click next. We'll scroll down to have a look. Make sure. Yep. Click next. So now we have completed that. What we just need to do is to make sure that everything has been. Yeah. That looks okay. So close. So what have we done so far? We have now successfully created and deployed the package, the package and program using the classic software distribution feature in Configuration Manager 2012. The next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to force the client computer to retrieve the policy, and this will trigger the deployment of the application that was targeted for that client machine. So we log on to the client machine, and if I go to the control panel, actually we could save this so that we don't have to keep doing it. So no, let me save this to the desktop. Create a shortcut to the desktop. So now we should have this on the desktop. So let's force the machine policy retrieval. So we run that now. Yep, gonna take a few, and as you can see, it started to download already. So software available, it should soon pop up here, and it will soon pop up. Yep, there you go. Installation status, it has been installed and is completed. All right, so we have successfully deployed the software on this machine. Just to show you, if you go to so that's the Microsoft Maths, and go to all programs on the Maths students, you've got the Microsoft Maths there. Okay, so we have successfully deployed the software. Now what we're going to do now is we need to verify that the deployment was successfully done in the manager in the configuration manager console. So if we go to the monitoring tool and click on deployments, and we click on the mats, and if we scroll down, well, it's not showing that it's done it so far, so we will have to run the. Okay, first thing I wanted to show, what I should show you now, is that as you can see, the content status has shown that it's successfully been that's updated, but it doesn't show that the software has been deployed to any machine yet. So what we need to do is we need to run the summarization. Click OK, refresh. This might take a while. Let's just wait a few minutes. Okay, there you go. So that shows that the success that the machine has been installed on the client machine. With time, this will show, this chart should change to show us the percentage, which is at the moment should be 33. There you go. So that shows up. And if we go back to if we go back to so as you can see back here, it shows that it's successfully done at 33%. Okay. So that concludes the creation of the package, deployment of the package, and the installation on the actual machine, deployment on the machine, using machine retrieval, and monitoring it in the configuration manager console. So now the next stage of this lab is creating configuration manager applications. This is new, and it's a replacement for the packages. Although you can still run packages and programs, applications is the new way forward. And for this exercise, we're going to just do the basic application creation and deployment. So to do that, we need to go back to the software library and click on applications. Just to show you what, let me just go back to the overview and show you what. So back to, you just click on the management and click on applications. It takes you to the same place. Notice there is nothing that is installed at the moment. There's no application to deploy. So let's click on create applications. So now all we need to do is to go to the location where the software is. Okay, we're going to use the SCCM tools. So let's choose that. Click OK. Click next. Click next. So we use this for the comments. We're just going to call this CCM tools. Publisher Microsoft. Version, let's call it 4.0. Quiet install. Yep. Click next. Click next. So let's just have a quick scroll down. Good. Click close. So there you go, that's the application created. On the summary, it gives you more information about the application. Deployment types is similar to programs for the classic packages and programs. This is now replaced with deployment types, where you have where you can configure dependency and supersede and stuff like that. And as you can see, we have not yet deployed the application. So let's go ahead and deploy this application. So first we need to go to deployment. A couple of cool things just to show is that you can simulate the deployment to a of a selected application to a group, or to a collection, or to a distribution point. You can obviously use deploy to the actual collection or distribution point, and distribute content is to push it to a distribution point itself. So in this case, we're going to use deploy. Yep. Now for collection, we are going to use, we're not going to use the user collection, we are going to use the device collection, and we're going to push it to just the configuration manager client, and click next. No container or no collection is associated with that distribution point, so we have the option to add that here. Again, you can choose a distribution group and that we've pre-configured, or you can just set it to a distribution point. So move on, click next. So for this application, we're going to set this as a required application, which means that it's mandatory for the software to be installed. The pre-deployed software to use primary these are the pre-deployed software to the user's primary device allows pre-deployment of content and application installation targeted to the user's primary device, without the user being logged on. That's what that's all about. The send wake up packages, as we all know, and as we've already mentioned, the installation to allow clients to download the content after the installation deadline. Okay, click next. We're setting this to run as soon as possible after the available time. Click next. Show all notifications. Yeah, move on. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to use this opportunity to set up a threshold for successful installation. So we're going to change this to 60. So basically what we're saying is that the percentage success should be 60. Anything less than that, it should flag up an alert. Alright, click next. Let's just have a quick look here. Alright, click next. And good. Click close. So that's the deployment configured. As you can see, the purpose is required, and installation to install. The action is to install. So that completes that. What we can do is that we can have a quick look at on the monitoring, and as you can see on the monitoring, the SCCM tools is there, and obviously it hasn't been deployed yet to any machine. and if I scroll down, and it shows at the bottom here that the content status is now complete. Okay, so that covers pretty much everything that we want to do for the deployment. Now we need to use the client machine to retrieve the policy and run the application. So go back to the client machine, and if I just bring up the software, no, don't want that. What I do want is the software center. So on the software center, as you can see, available software to be installed, we don't have anything there, and the installation status, we only have the MATS software that has been installed, and the install software shows doesn't show anything. So that's just to show you that. Now let's retrieve that. So if we run the action again to run the machine policy retrieval, click run now. Yep, click OK and click OK. So as you can see, it's downloading and it's completed and it's now installed and it's installed. So that shows you all that. And the cool thing is that you do have the opportunity that that application also shows more details of that application. Shows here, it shows that this was past due to be installed and has been installed. So it's good that I'm showing you the description why it's good to put as much information as possible, so that you have more information of that machine, of that application. So now that we have retrieved that, what we now need to do is to verify that the deployment was successfully done in the System Center configuration console. So if we go back to the primary site server, now under this deployment, when we looked previously, we did not see it, that it was completed. As you can see, it's still there. But if we refresh, if we run this summarization and refresh that, it might take a while, but this has actually been modified in real world. Oh, there you go, it's popped up. In real world, it will takes out, it's done every hour, but this lab, it has been configured a bit slightly different. So there you go, it shows you that it has one successful installation. And let me just quickly show you. So that shows that the client software 1 has been installed, and 67%, okay, 33% success. Now if we quickly go on to the software library, okay, I was expecting this to show us that only an alert that only 33% of the software has been installed. How can we do that? Okay, what we can do, let's go back to the client machine and run all the, and let's run, what should do it is the, you know what, we're just going to run out of I just suggest we just run all the cycles, because sometimes it could get hung up on one. So when you just run them, that will sort it all out. So yeah, the software update deployment evaluation should be the only one that we need to run, and that, yeah, that would have that should have updated it. Let's go back. We're going to do this now and quickly go back to, let's go back onto the primary site server and go back to overview. Okay, it's still not showing, but it should have shown us that only 33% has been done. And yeah, okay, so I'm not going to waste much more time on this. I'd rather we continue. We could come back and have a look and see if that where this has changed to show that only 33% of the application has been installed to to that collection of only 3 laptops. Okay, so what I would want us to do now is to deploy an application as available, as an available option to be installed. So if we go back to the application management and applications, and if we click on create a package, and if we browse back to, let's see, actually let's use the DCM tools. Click OK, yeah, click next. Okay, good. Click next. Let's copy that. Publisher Microsoft. And software version, let's just call it 4.0. Yep. So click next. Click next again. Good. Click close. So that's the application. That's the summary. Gives you the summary and deployment types. Like I said, you can add more. This is where you get to define more on that application, like dependencies or superseded. And deployments, like we haven't deployed it yet, so we're gonna do that right now. So let's deploy this by clicking on the deploy. Let's browse back to device collection, and we're going to use the configuration manager client 3, and yeah, I'm not going to bother with once again, no collections have been associated with that distribution point, but we do have the option to add the group here, or add a group here by clicking on that, but obviously I don't want to do that. We could just use a distribution point. So click on that, click OK, click next. For this instance, where the purpose is to publish it as an application that is available to be installed. Oh, I should actually show you. You could set up to uninstall a software or to install a software. In this case, we want to install the software. Click next. Yep, click next. Show on, no, we're going to show all. I want to see all the notifications. Click next. So yeah, for alerts, we don't need to do it. We're not setting up any alerts. Click next. Yeah, click next. Click close. Okay, so we have now successfully set up a deployment type for, wait, hang on, sorry, deployment. We've set up the deployment for that application, and we are now ready to push the to retrieve the policy on the client machine to view that application as the software to be available. We could have a quick look at the monitoring just to make sure it's there. So if you click on deployments and it's there, as you can see, no deployments has done. Doesn't show that any deployment has been done at this point. and it shows that the content has the content status has been updated to show that that is successfully done. So let's jump straight onto the client machine, and from here, if we run the policy again, the machine policy retrieval, run that now, click OK, click OK, and there you go. New software is now available, and that's it there. It's now available. It shows that it's available. So if you just highlight it, let me just expand this. So if you just highlight it and click install, so it's now installing, and it's installing, and that's done. So if you have a quick look, if we go back to the programs, and you can see the extra software has been installed to the configuration toolkit. Okay, so that is complete. What all we need to do now is to verify that this was completed in the configuration manager console. So back to the primary site server, and if we scroll up, we might have to run the summarization. Yep, so let's just run that. Okay, while we're waiting for this to update, let's have a quick look at the in the software. No, still not showing that this 33% complete. That's a shame. Okay, no idea why that's not working. Let's go back to monitoring. Oh, there you go. So there you go. It shows that the software has been successfully installed, and if we view the status, shows that it's been installed onto the client 1 machine, and that pretty much covers it. So at the end of this, we have now finally created classic packages and deployed them. We've created also applications and deployed them as a requirement, or as an application that is available to be installed, and we've monitored all the instances in the configuration manager monitoring workspace. So that concludes today's lab, and I hope it's gonna be useful for you, and look forward to working with you guys in the other labs. I just want to have a quick look and see if there's any questions, if there's anything that I can answer. Nope, everything seems to be handled well by Hannah, David, and Chid. Thank you. So have a nice day. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.